My name is Ray Rosenberg.
Stefan Wrublewski, Willie Marshall,
Bennett Walter, William Rourke,
Gus Huzzle,
Joaquin Sandoval. I play quarterback.
I play tight end.
I play offensive line, and I play center.
I play running back.
I play defensive tackle, and I play cornerback for the Glenwood Demons.
How does the motto FEO represent what Demon football is all about?
You know, I think FEO is, the whole idea of it is just that football expands more than in the weight room and on the field. It just goes to show that we're a family whether we're in pads or not. And it really hit me last year, and that's when I really learned what it was all about. Just because we really created a family. In past years, you know, Glenwood football kind of hasn't really been, the atmosphere just wasn't really a good place, but we really turned that around last year, and now it's something I hold really close to my heart.
I think FEO just means family. You know, we do everything for each other, whether it's football, whether it's things outside of football, and this team's just come to that term.
Well, I mean, the motto FEO, it means stand. It's for each other. And, you know, with a sport like football, it's a very team-oriented sport, in my opinion. I think what FAO really means in our roots as a football team is that every play, every game, every practice, you know, you're doing it for each other. You're doing it to make the other guy better. I think that as long as the player's playing for the guy next to him, for the guy on the bench, I mean, honestly, for everyone that surrounds him within the organization, I think that, you know, he's doing the right thing as a football player.
FEO is a big part of our program here at Glenwood Springs. We don't play for just ourselves. We go out and play for the brothers next to us, because if you don't do that, you're never going to win a football game.
How has a specific coach or the coaching staff as a whole shaped you as a football player and a person?
As a football player, I mean, Coach Carter is obviously for me as an offensive lineman, being the offensive line coach. But honestly, overall, Coach Engel, I mean, like, he's just shown me that, like, if you want to do something with your life, you just gotta put your head down. You gotta focus for it. You know, you can't be thinking about other things. You know, and if you think you can do it, then you can do it. Like, it's just mostly a mental thing.
You know, all the coaches are just really great at what they do. They just shape you into a better football player, and in the end of the day, all of that makes you a better person. And through the effort that you put in and through the effort that they put in, it just makes the whole team better as a whole.
You know, I think all the coaches bring something different to the table, but in the end, they're all there to support us, and it's just that, like, the variety of all the coaching that they give us. Obviously, we have, you know, offensive, defensive coordinator, but as a whole, you know, they add to the whole FEO atmosphere.
I think the entire coaching staff has really helped me this year. A few coaches in specific, Coach Pressler, he kind of helped me out this season. Fairly inexperienced. I didn't play my sophomore season, so I was kind of walking into something new here, and Coach Pressler always believed in me, so I'd like to shout out Coach Pressler in specific.
I just really want to say Coach Jake, he's really, you know, helped me and supported me throughout this season. He wasn't there last year, but this year he's made a huge impact on, you know, how I've played, and, you know, making the right reads, and, you know, just send out plays, and I just can't thank him enough. And Coach Engel too. I mean, he's put a lot of trust in me this year, and, you know, I just hope that keeps going and just win games.
What is one or a couple things that a coach told you in high school that you'll never forget?
Coach Carter, my junior year, every day at practice, he'd yell at me, "God damn it, Bennett, get down the line!" Or, "Bennett, you gotta move your feet!" It was just a classic at every practice. I needed to get better, and he made sure I would get better.
We were lifting earlier this year, and Coach Pressler walked over to me. He asked me if some sort of walk that I'd just done a few minutes ago was some walk from, I don't know, some viral video that was going around or whatever. Some football player doing some weird kind of walk, you know, and I had no clue what he was talking about, but I just instinctively went, yeah, that's exactly what it's from. He was like, "Oh, do it one more time, I want to see it. So I just stood there for a couple seconds and was thinking about it, and then I looked at him and I was like, "Hold on, which one was that?" And he just went, "Oh, it's this one." And I was like, oh yeah, I got it. I did it across the room, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's so funny." And for like the next month, every time I made eye contact with him, he was like, "Oh, do the walk."
So I'm in the weight room, and I'm not sure if this was like actually during the weights or not, but it was Josh Page. I was in there, we were cleaning, and he was like asking about like my maxes and whatever, and I was like, "Well, I cleaned 315 once." And he's like, there's no way. And I was like, yeah. So I pulled up my TikTok, and it was all a joke. I basically, you know, I loaded 15 up on the bar and then just took a rag and wiped it down. So he was, and, you know, he figures it out. He just looks at me. He goes, "You little shit." So, yeah, that had me laughing for a while.
You know, just one thing that I remember Coach saying was, for these seniors, I mean, the last game they only had 4 quarters left, and I've realized I only got 80 quarters left. I got 2 years, 20 games, and can't take that for granted.
What was the peak of your senior football season? And what was so special?
I think it's got to be the rifle game. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought game going in. I mean, it's rifle, it always is. I mean, I don't know, something about going into their home, beating them on their field with their fans present. Beating your football rival at their home is just one of those unrivaled feelings, in my opinion.
I would just have to say Battle Mountain, our last game, our last ride. And not because, I played spectacularly, but it was just, we all knew that there was nothing left to lose and just to leave everything out there. And it was really special to just, have everybody back, everybody healthy. Just seeing Blake on the field doing his thing, and of course, same gang that we've been playing with since 6th grade. So just to finish it off like that was really, that was my favorite.
Steamboat, because it was the first time that I got out on the field to play defense more than just a couple plays. I sort of was introduced into football for the first time, being right on the D-line and, getting smacked around and tackling people, and I feel like it really introduced me to what football is.
The peak of my senior football season was when we played Steamboat, because we had just come off very heartbreaking losses because we didn't really show up to play. Even though the win didn't happen, we went out there and gave it our all, and that was truly Demon football.
What was your favorite or your most intense game you played as a team?
It's got to be Basalt last year. I mean, that was really just a game where there was a lot on the line for us, and we were finding a lot of success as a team for the first time in a while. And obviously, undefeated league champs, that's something to be proud of. But that Basalt game was really just something special.
I think probably my favorite game was one that I wasn't even suited out for. I think it was the rifle game. Just to see everybody fight for each other, see that intensity on the field. It was just so fun to watch my brothers ball out like that and watch that great win come from it. And then the bus ride home was really fun. We're all sitting in the back of the bus screaming country music at the top of our lungs.
Playoff game against Rifle. I was standing up next to Jake filming. I mean, I won't ever forget some of the moments that I was watching for that game. But going back to the Basalt game, probably my favorite moment from that one was just watching Joaquin take the snap, roll out to his right, fumble the snap, it bounced off the ground back into his hands, and then he threw just a high laser to Wheatley in the corner of the end zone, and he caught it, got his toes down, and it was just an immaculate catch that I don't think I'll ever forget.
How have your captains Blake, Evan, Teddy, and Ray made a positive impact on you as your leaders on the field?
Ray and Teddy are pretty simple. I mean, they're pretty good friends of mine, have been for quite a few years now. They're obviously both really good football players, so it definitely doesn't hurt when it comes to, making some sort of influence. Blake, he's a hell of a football player as well. A really nice guy, really fun guy to be with, mess around with a little bit, Evan, I mean, he really shows perseverance more than anything. He's really showed me that, whether it be swapping positions or playing through pain or anything like that,
Evan, Evan, I mean, even since last year, he went to work receiver, and, I just feel like he's kind of took me in as, his little brother, and, I love that dude so much, and, can't thank him enough. Blake, that dude always gives me a hard time, but he always pushes me to be a better person every single day, and, I love that dude. I'm gonna miss him a lot. And, Teddy, that dude's crazy. He's crazy. But he gets you going before the game, he gets you going during the game, and his passion for the game is it's incredible. I love it. And Ray is my guy. I mean, didn't have Blake a whole lot this year, so I had to rely on him a lot, and that dude came through. I mean, he dropped 2 Z-Goes. That's okay. I mean, right in the bread basket. That's alright, but I mean, that dude, he gives me so much confidence for me to trust him, and I love that dude so much. So, and I want to thank my linemen, because I can't do it without y'all boys.
The whole team and the coaches for just welcoming me so warmly into this family. I mean, this whole experience has just been amazing and awesome, and I just like to thank everyone. It's been great.
Other than just thanking my coaches and, also thanking my teammates for putting up with me. I mean, there's definitely a lot they had to put up with me in there.
I'd like to thank my teammates. I'd like to thank the coaching staff for coming out every day and taking their time to make us better people and better football players. I'd like to thank my family for coming to the games, coming to practices.
I'd like to thank, obviously, my family and this teammates. I want to thank my dad just because he pushes me every single day to be a better person, a better football player. And, my mom always for being there for me. And, these boys, these coaches, can't thank them enough.
I don't think there's a person that I wouldn't like to thank. You know, everybody brings something to the table that's just individual, and I just love all you guys, man. So it's been a hell of a ride. I'm proud to be a Demon.